So what I would like to do today is to borrow this plan that I found on the internet at 84 Lumber's site and walk through some basic framing layout for it. This is a pretty simple, straightforward, small house, very typical of kind of a starter home kind of thing. We are going to ignore the exterior deck that's on the left and bottom of this house and just focus on the house itself. We're also going to ignore the balcony that's up on the second floor and sticks out toward the rear of the house. So we're going to keep things simple. And the dimensions of the house, the plan that they provided doesn't give us any overall dimensions. So I will do some quick sketching and figure out some overalls so that we have something to work with. Okay, so here are some overall dimensions on a very, very sloppy sketch. My apologies, I was going really quickly. But it looks like it's about 30 feet, more or less, from left to right, and about 32 feet from top to bottom, or the top of the page to the bottom of the page. So the first thing that we have to do is start up our Revit program, and we're going to start a new project. So the way that we do that, once the program's up and running, over on the left-hand side, we click the New button, so that'll create a new model file for us. The template is kind of a preloaded set of settings based on what you're trying to do, and I don't want any of these. I want to use the residential template because we're designing and constructing a model house here, so I want to use residential. The way that I do that is to click on the Browse button, and then that opens the Imperial Library of Templates. And one of the templates that's available now is the residential default template. So click once on that to select it and click open. And what that did was it changed the template file that we're going to use to start our project with. And then you just click OK. So that will churn for a minute, and in a second here we will have a blank project. Up at the top of the screen, you're going to see a series of ribbons. At the very top, you have a series of shortcuts. That ribbon will always be there. And you can customize it on your own version of the software. And then right below that, you've got a series of tabs. So architecture, structure, steel, systems, insert, all that kind of good stuff. Notice that the ribbon below that changes when I click on those tabs. And those are the various tools that we'll use to construct models while we're working in Revit. Then on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got a Properties window. That Properties window is giving you the attributes of whatever it is that you've got selected. So right now, what I have selected is just the view that I'm in, which is the first floor plan. So it's just giving me the attributes of that floor plan. This will make more sense as we start building things. Right below that is the project browser. These are all the views that are available within our project right now as it stands, and we can create more or delete some or whatever makes sense to us. Then across the bottom of the screen, we've got at the lower left, we have our view window controls. This is our scale, our shading, things like that. And then we have some collaboration tools in the middle at the bottom. And then the big white area with the little boxes with the triangles attached, that's our view window. That's where we're going to actually build this house. So one of the things that I want to do is look at the levels because this thing has a basement. So I want to look at what the levels are set at right now. So in my project browser over here, I am going to scroll down. Right now I've got floor plans, ceiling plans, 3D views, elevations. I'm going to open the south elevation. So I'm going to double click on south. And then I want to look at these levels that appear over here on the right-hand side of the view window. I'm going to push down on the roller on my mouse. That allows me to pan my view. So I'm going to pull those toward the middle of my view. Then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And so the way Revit is set up, the first floor is always at 0. And then I work down to the top of the foundation is at -1'3". The basement floor is at -8'6". Top of footing, -9'3", etc., etc. Then if I go the other direction, if I go up instead of down, Then up here, the second floor is at 9 feet, and the roof is at 18 feet. So somebody at Autodesk thought that these would be good settings, and they may not match up with our project, and that's okay. So our first video in the actual construction process will be to edit these levels and get things organized. So that's the end of video 1. On to video 2.